Hey bro, let me just quickly borrow your attention. I don't want to waste a lot of your time, so I'm just going to get straight into it. Last week, I have been going out and I've been looking for a new fragrance, right? I've just run out of an old one and I needed a new one. And obviously, I tried different ones and I ultimately found one which I really like, which I feel like just it suits me nicely. But I was given two testers, right? Two more fragrances, two scents that I can test. And this is really something that, like, 15 minutes ago, I was sitting there and just comparing the two of these fragrances and comparing the way that they are being sold to me, right? Comparing the way that they look, comparing the way that they smell, comparing the way or comparing the feeling that they convey, that they give the person who is wearing or buying the fragrance. And I noticed something very, very interesting, and I took my time and just a couple of minutes and thought about it, and I realized I can make a very weird but interesting analogy here. So, I think what I'm going to talk about today, after I've showed you these things, is going to be very simple. It's going to be very quick. I hope I can make it very quick. But basically, it's going to be about the difference between short-term planning, short-term massive success, or long-term planning and small but gradual success that ultimately builds up into something incredible. And I'm going to use these two different fragrances, these two different companies, in order to give you an example of what I mean, and I hope that you can follow my thoughts here. So the first one that I was given is I'm just going to hold it into the camera. I really hope that you can see it. It's Hugo Boss, and it's basically just the scent for men. It's called Magnetic. And I mean, look at the way that it's sold to you, right? It looks cool, the colors are nice, and basically, the way that it's presented to you when you're shopping it's just sold, and I mean the entire process of marketing it is basically all around this fragrance is being worn by highly successful men, highly successful, great-looking guys, which is why they have people like, I don't know, Gerard Butler, or I think it's Gerard Butler, I think so, and Chris Hemsworth modeling for it, right? And doing the campaigning for it. So this is basically the message that they sell you, right? I mean, this is what it looks like on the inside. And again, I'm definitely not going to be like a fragrance testing channel or something like that, but I just thought about it. And they just, again, it looks good, right? It looks good, it looks modern, it looks good, it's flashy, and to be honest, it smells nice. It smells sweet, and it certainly sits in the room, and it takes up, I mean, it has a presence, right? It just has an interesting presence, which you will definitely notice. So this is the one thing, right? Flashy, looking manly, looking tough, looking fine and looking good. And again, they sell you, basically the selling point is successful men that look good, classy, successful men wear this type of fragrance. Now, the other one is this. Again, I hope that you can see what I'm showing you. This is Creed. And the first thing that you see when you look at it is it looks completely different. Looks completely different. This looks noble. This looks truly, truly special. And it's just a tester, right? But it makes you feel like you're having something incredibly special in front of you. Incredibly special in front of you. And you open it up, and it's just full of beautiful text and stuff like that. Again, I hope that you can see it. Doesn't really matter if you don't. The thing is, they don't do any of the marketing that Boss does, right? It's completely different. This is not about highly successful men wear it. This is not about good-looking, successful, well-built men wearing this. No, they give you a completely different story, because the first thing that you see when you look at the entire case of it is it says 1760. And when you read, it tells you that the House of Creed has been established in 1760, and they have been passing down their secrets, their knowledge, their tradition from father to son for exactly not over for 7 generations, right? So the message that they give you is completely different. This is, again, highly successful, well-built, good-looking men wear this scent. And they just tell you, we've been around since 1760, and we're special. And we're making fragrances. Now, I have taken some time and looked into the history of Creed. And basically, what you have to understand is Creed has been making fragrances for centuries. And they have been making these fragrances for kings and emperors. There is one scent made by Creed that was made specifically for Napoleon Bonaparte, which it's called Bois du Portugal. You can still buy it. You can still buy it. It's the original scent that was made for Napoleon Bonaparte. This one right here, I believe, was specifically made for the coronation of the last monarch of Great Britain, right? King Charles III. So, and they don't even, nothing about it says that they are making it. But you just know that something special is in front of you. And let me tell you, the Boss scent smelled good. It really smelled good. But this is something completely different. This is, I'm not trying to do marketing for them or anything, but you just immediately notice that this is different. You can feel the tradition, you can feel the excellency, you can feel the class of it, and Hugo Boss just doesn't have it. Hugo Boss just doesn't have it. So, what's the point that I'm trying to make? Look, both of them are great fragrances. Both of them definitely suit guys. Both of them do. But they both have a completely different story behind them, because Boss has been making scents and fragrances since 1985. Creed has been making it since 1760. And they just paint a completely different picture of what type of man wears the fragrance. It's incredible. And look, the point that I'm trying to make, I'm losing myself a bit. The point that I'm trying to make, I guess, is this. You have 2 options to plan. You can either go for the flashy, fast success, supercar driving, cigar smoking stud. Or you can try to build something that lasts. You can try to build something that you can pass down from generation to generation to generation. And with each generation, it grows. With each generation, new ideas come into the play. With each generation, new philosophies are being adapted, and it just becomes this great opus magnum, which Boss can never achieve. However, Creed, they have achieved that. And this is chiefly the main thing that we should be concerned about when it comes to looking at our future. We can either choose between flashy, short-term, and massively successful. I'm not just negating that I'm not saying that you can't be massively successful in a short amount of time. That's not what I'm trying to say. But there's a difference between building a legacy that outlives you, that is being passed down your bloodline, or building an empire that crumbles as soon as you die, that leaves nothing behind. Because to me, self-improvement is not about myself. Right now, of course, I am the one who is experiencing it. But the things that I'm trying to build, the seed that I'm trying to sow, is being done for the coming generations. I want excellency, tradition, success, wealth, happiness, culture for the generations that come after me. And therefore, I need to do self-improvement. Therefore, I need to self-improve. Because someone has to start, right? Someone has to do something about it if he wants to pass down something for the coming generations. And this is basically the thought that I had when I looked at these two testers. You can either go down one route, which might very well lead to massive success, or you can slowly but surely build up something great that you can then pass down to the next generation. And then you can guide the next generation and be a helping hand for them. And maybe if you live long enough, you can see them passing it down to the next generation. And you can coach them, you can be there for them, you can show them what your vision was. And you can combine the visions of all of the generations. And out of that, you can create an empire. You can bring true change. You don't need to smoke a cigar for that. You don't need to drive a super fucking fast car and live on a yacht. You don't need that. If you want to build an empire, you first have to lay a foundation. And that foundation, my friend, is you. So yeah, very spontaneous video. Very weird analogy. I hope that you get the point that I'm trying to make. And as always, if you feel like this helps, and if you want to help spread the message, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. If you don't feel like this helps, if you don't feel like I'm bringing across something that is of worth, then please let me know. Either by not following, by unliking, by not liking, or even leave a comment. And if you have any recommendations of what I can do better or what I can do a video about, what you want me to talk about, then please use the comments, because that's why we have them. Again, it's been a pleasure, guys. I love you all to pieces. See you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.